We are here at our next project. This is a 5.8 kilowatt peak and this is a roofing yard, so we actually have equipment to get our solar panels up on the roof. We're going to be using that, which will make it super simple. So these are Certainteed 450 watt panels. We're going to be using 13 of those with Enphase IQ8's. This is a metal building, so it's got metal brackets. We'll show you that in a minute. Sorry, I got distracted and wasn't filming, but here are our 13 panels, all in one row. 5.8 kilowatt system. This is a metal roof, so we're using these pretty cool brackets by S5. These brackets grab the high ridge of the metal like that. Takes 2 screws on each side, and then it has its own L bracket built right in. You can attach your rails to it. Super simple system. Then we use the iron ridge rails, of course. And we're happy with these Certainteed panels. Now these panels, this is the newest Certainteed 450's. They actually have a plastic backsheet instead of glass, which seems to be fine. They're not technically a bifacial, but they are light to install, even though they're so huge. So that's a plus. So we got to do some wiring on the inside, get this thing running, and then we'll be able to turn it on, commission it. This homeowner doesn't have or has the NEM 2 eligibility, so no batteries on this system. Here our conduit comes through the roof into that 5x5 J box, sneaks around here, up through the attic, and then we wind up coming in here. This is our main panel and our Envoy. Now this customer, 100 amp service, so we're going to be setting our main panel upgrade avoidance to 16 amps so that we can get by with a 20 amp breaker, inputting to 16 amps. Even though our system will produce more than that, but early in the morning we'll hit that 16 amps, and that should go all day late into the evening. So even though he didn't want to upgrade his main service to 200 amp, we'll be able to use the feature of the Enphase Combiner 5C, which allows for main panel upgrade avoidance. Really windy today, so I tried to sneak out of the wind just to talk about grounding for a minute. Now, in California, and according to the National Electric Code, your ground ohms needs to be 25 or less in order to be able to pass inspection. If you can't get a 25 or less, you need to add a second ground rod 10 feet away. So when we first pulled the measurement on this ground system, it was about 50, 55. But we noticed this was real rusty here. So we were able to pull it apart, clean everything up with the wire wheel, hook it back up, and now we're pulling a 17.6 to 18.5. Let me get the meter, I'll show you. So these testers, I resisted getting one for a long time, but I'm glad I did because they can save you a lot of work. We need this number to be under 25, and as you can see here, we're pulling about a 19. Now the other day we were at 17, so that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it corroded a little bit or what. Anyway, we're going to get our inspection, and then we'll give you an update. Beautiful. Just met a really super nice inspector, and we passed for this inspection. We got our electrical final, our signage final, photovoltaic final, alarms, and our final for the project. So what we're going to do is button this up. And we got our panel back together. Got this panel back together. We're booting up. Now we don't have permission to operate yet, so we'll just leave this, the PV breakers on, but we have electronically it set so that it won't produce any power until we get permission to operate from PG&E. This system is on the NEM 2, so that is super nice for this customer because we don't have to have any batteries. PG&E, the electric company, is the battery. So anyway, we're looking forward to excellent production. We'll check in, make sure everything's running well, and we'll catch you on the next one.